Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 8 of the Bridge Sunday School class. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there today. Hope you guys are getting to celebrate with family and receive the love and honor that you deserve on this special day. You should get it every day, but especially today. So happy Mother's Day. Especially to my mother and my grandmothers and my wife. When we think about Mother's Day, I always have to go back and think about like the difference between my mom and my dad, or really just between men and women in general. Because I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, if my wife and I were not created differently and through God's design, we are different. Men and women have different strengths, different things that they're capable of doing. And if not for God being smart enough to know that one, my kids would be in a lot of trouble. I was thinking about it as I was riding over here. Like, if Davey and McKinley had to count on just me, or if Allie and I were just alike, but we were like me and not like Allie, my kids would probably be pretty jacked up. They probably wouldn't ever have clothes on that fit or matched, or it might go without eating sometimes. Just some of the things that I don't even think about. There's probably a lot of husbands out there that have children that are thinking, if they're honest with themselves, thinking the same thing. But I think it's so cool to me that God designed us differently for that very reason. And as this being a college class, the young ladies in this class, I hope one day that you're able to get married and have children. And I'm not going to stand here and pretend like I can tell you what it makes a good mother. I can tell you my opinion, but I think that mother's love and that mother's devotion to their children is just something that God puts inside of ladies, and I don't get it. I'll just be blunt. But I do want to give you just a little advice as you continue to be daughters and sons of your mothers and grandmothers, and maybe you got siblings that have children. Or as we celebrate the mothers today, I want you to really understand that if you had a mother in your life, or a female mother figure in your life that helped lead you towards Christ, or helped, my mom used to, when I grew up, I went going to church. Now, according to the gentleman we used to go to church with, I got spanked every Sunday for misbehaving. He swore up and down every time he saw me my mama was dragging me out to give me another whooping. I don't believe it. I was a perfect angel as a child, but we'll just go with that. But if you had a female figure in your life that has led you to know Christ, then understand that's the most precious gift that any woman could give you in your life. And young ladies, as you grow up and eventually one day become mothers, I want you to think about that. I want you to think about that desire to lead your children to know Jesus. And I want you, if you're struggling as a young lady, or as a young mother, or even if as an older mother, you go back and you look, you just have to go back and look at the lineage of Jesus in the New Testament, and it talks about Ruth, and it talks about Mary as his mother. And if you even think about it, God spends more time talking about Mary than he does Joseph in the New Testament. And I don't think that's on accident. I think that's because God wanted us to understand how important a loving mother was, and how important mothers were in everyone's life, including Jesus's. In all likelihood, Joseph was out working every day as Jesus grew up, and Mary was responsible for raising him. And even though he was he is perfect God, he was still a man. He still had to learn to talk. He had to learn to walk. He still had to learn all these lessons that come with being a child. And I think Mary was probably responsible for teaching him the majority of that stuff. And so I don't think God left out, I don't think God talked about Mary more than Joseph on accident. I think that we have to, we spend so much time talking about our Heavenly Father that sometimes I think we forget that our Heavenly Father put our earthly mothers in our lives for that very reason. And so as we go through this week, and guys, I'm guilty of it too. I don't always show my wife or my mother or my grandmothers the appreciation they deserve through the year. I just ask that you try to make sure, especially as times are hard right now, and just try to make sure that you're showing them the love they deserve. And guys, if you got any young mothers out there that are just struggling right now, just hang in. Look at Esther. Look at Ruth. Look at Mary. Just hang in there and know that God puts you on this earth to do your job for that very reason. We love you guys, and maybe eventually we'll all get back together in person. But till then, we'll see you next week.